David says he doesn't have a problem with people studying Scientology. He doesn't think it's worth it, but says people should have the choice.
But the church, the structure of the church, I believe that should be dismembered brick by brick. And I personally believe it is happening.
David has even joined the worldwide protests held by a group called Anonymous, calling for Scientology to be outlawed. They're both children.
Yeah. Well, he's like 12 or 13.
Yep.
And probably about 15 or 16.
Young girl, should be in school. Is she getting homeschooling?
No.
Well, they would say she is.
Well, there's a couple of hours a day that she gets.
Who, this one here?
Yeah, that's unsupervised.
Unsupervised and untested. Our source claims only 2 of the children get that. The rest, he says, get no homeschooling.
Well, the official line, that is what the org will tell you, is that they get homeschooling. But when I was last there was 2 of them that were getting at most 2 hours a day unsupervised.
We spoke to one former child Scientologist who is no longer part of the group. She was still too upset to appear on camera, though she has written an account of her time in Scientology.
The manual labour was exhausting. I wasn't sleeping well, averaging 5 hours a night. The food was so awful I couldn't bear to eat anything more than toast and bits of salad. I had already been verging on the side of emaciated when I was living in Melbourne. I was unspeakably miserable, but there was no way out.
We've also been contacted by other former Scientologists claiming this happens in Sydney and in every city where Scientology has set up here. I've repeatedly invited the Church of Scientology to respond to our story. They refused to speak with me. But through a third party, Scientology spokesperson Vicky Dunstan says that this story she knows came from David Graham, that he has real problems. In fact, as you've seen, the story did not come from David Graham. She says there are 5 children being homeschooled in the Melbourne branch and they are above average. They love being there with their parents. No children, she says, work 40 hours a week. They simply run the odd errand. Bryan Seymour has been hitting us for a year. He has a campaign to destroy us and is working with Anonymous. There is no campaign. I'm not working with any protest group. I'm simply reporting something that more and more ex-Scientologists are desperate for you to hear. What do you want to see happen?
I want to see the contract brought out into public.
And here it is, a Scientology staff contract. It commits the minors who sign it to a 2.5 or 5 year stint as a Scientology staff member. Among the 30 conditions and commitments, a promise that you are not with the media, that you don't have debts that will stop you paying for things, that your parents are not against Scientology, you have no history of or treatment for mental illness. Have you complained about this to the authorities?
Yes.
Victoria's Workplace Ombudsman is investigating Scientology's employment of children. The Victorian Department of Education says it will base its inquiries on information we've provided to them.
The only study that he gets is Scientology study. That's learning how to be a staff member.
What about numeracy, literacy, English,
No.
basic, rudimentary sociology, history?
No.
Physical education,
No.
art?
No.
None of this?
Correct.
Scientology 100%?
Yes.
Why do they do it? Because of their belief that only Scientology will save mankind. A belief built on the story of an alien named Xenu, who millions of years ago supposedly brought alien entities to Earth and blew them up in volcanoes around the world. Today we are all inhabited by these alien beings.
At the end of the day, Scientology is a business that operates as a cult, pretending to be a religion. So it gets away with it because of that.
Tomorrow, an exclusive interview with the Hollywood star who's left the church over its beliefs and conviction about making money.